was born to be free.
So, there she goes. Wait for her to go through the wind, and we know that because the mainsail comes over. Just trust the tiller, forget about the angles, focus on the sail, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, you hear the tension. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that was quite good. That felt good. Just when I'm on my own, I've just got to trust the tiller and not get that little bit of anxiety as you feel the boat heel over. Because now I can adjust it for a better angle. That's quite special, isn't it? The red ensign fluttering in this wind. These kind of bubbles from behind the boat caused by her wake. And the beautiful sun sparkling on the water. Oh my goodness, what a special day to be out sailing. Head sail nicely away, mainsail stowed for now. Let's take her up to 1800 and let's get her to Pilsey. One of the most exciting things people tell me about these videos is that they encourage them to do more with their boats, like anchoring out at night. For people like me gaining experience, this can be quite daunting. So here's another video where you can see how I set my anchor and how I get it in again, as every time is different. For example, when hauling in the last 10 meters of chain this time, I started drifting quite quickly in the wind and current. Thanks for all the encouragement, comments, and above all for taking the time to watch my videos. Things. Ooh. So, you still watching this? I've gone up to 1200 RPM just to set the anchor. Oh, I'm so close to that shore. But even at full chain extension, I'm at 0.7 meters and I'm looking at transits. It's good, and the tide is only going to go down by less than half a meter from here, and that's at full extension. If I go back into idle and the chain then falls back to the seabed, you'll see the depth is actually increasing. 0.8, 0.9, 1.1, 1.2. So in normal tides and wind, now the wind is coming from over there, but that is good. I've got 35 meters out, and this is now a game. I want to see how close I can get this. I might even set my alarm and wake up and see how at low tide in the middle of the night how shallow it is. That's the closest I've been. So the wind is coming from over here at the moment, so it's not a full lee shore, but it would blow me onto it. It would. That's not great, but in a few hours time the wind's going to be coming from here. And if I go to East Head, that's a full lee shore. If I go to Itchenor, that's a full lee shore then. So this is better option for the overnight, I think, and you'll get to see. Oh, right. Tide's now coming in, and yeah, I reckon it'll be interesting to see how close it is later. So let's do engine off. My anchor alarm set. It's got a 50-meter exclusion. Is that a good idea? So I'm going to set the anchor alarm to 40-meter radius on a 35-meter chain. Now if this goes off, it doesn't actually mean I'm dragging, because I'm not exactly sure where the anchor went down. I set it here and then I go forward, but it will be a good approximation. And in terms of the direction that I'm worried about, which is going towards the beach, having that is good because it's just outside where I am now. And in theory I shouldn't really go any further back, should I? So, how exciting. That's pretty cool. Let's get the boat ship shape. I need to put the mainsail away, stop that mainsail halyard slapping, get the anchor ball up and get my light ready straight away, because yeah, it's going to be dark in half an hour. Let's do it. Well, we're here. We are here. I have set up my anchor ball and anchor light. One day I want an anchor light on top of the mast, so I'm not going to just string up a torch. It's all round visible, but it's not exactly great, is it? And you are allowed to have another lower light at the back, and so because it's going to be quite a long night. No, it's not really flashing like that, that's just on a camera. I've got this. So the one at the front's got rechargeable batteries. This has just got some double O's that I had. But it's beautiful here, look. It's in about 5 minutes, it's officially sunset, so I've already put the lights on. and the tide is coming in. I just can't wait for the morning to hear the bird song. There was a motorbike here earlier. In fact, I think it was the one that was here when I passed it this morning, but they left shortly after I arrived. So I've got the place to myself. Aren't I lucky? Now, I've got a house battery. It's about 110 ampere hour lead acid battery. And I've got a starter battery, and at the moment the battery selector switch is on 1, so I'm preserving the starter and I'm running off 1. But do you remember my trick? I mean, I have no built-in lithium and I don't plan to build in lithium, but do you remember that I've got this 500 watt-hour pure sine wave generator? So my AC panel at the moment has no input. These are just lit by the DC side. But I can go on there and press that. And now it says I've got AC there. So now I can do that. Now I've got AC available. So now, actually, I've got up to 500, it can support 500 watts of power output on the 500 watt hour battery. So if I did that, it would only last an hour. But actually what I can do is I can keep my batteries charged up, which is just a good way of piping that through the Victron unit into my 12 volts. Let's see what's going on here. So yeah, what you'll see is the starter battery is currently isolated because it's on house, and the house battery is therefore getting the charge from the charger. But what I can do now is I can put it on 1 and 2, and now both batteries are going to get topped up. There you go. So they're both sitting up at charging voltage. So right now I'm using the Falcon 4G to give me Wi-Fi. I've got some lights on. I'm drawing 1.8 amps out of there. I've left my instruments on as well, just so I can check on depth. But it means that house battery's there, and I can also have my sockets. So it's not really enough to power a microwave, even though it's come on. Oh, holy moly! My fan heater's come on. It can even run that on probably its lowest setting. That's good to know. I don't think I'll need any heating tonight. But just having this Jackery, I may replace it with something 2 or even 4 times as capable, but I've already decided I'm not going to build in lithium into the boat. I find it's a little bit too dangerous, in my opinion still. And I don't need to, because all I need is a unit. So when I get a bigger one, I'm going to put it in the aft cabin, in the cupboard there. And so it will be kind of, it's not built in, it'll have a permanent home, and I'll reroute that wire. But I think that should give me, certainly for this winter, plenty of AC. I've even got a little kettle, little power, and it'll keep my DC going. So we've got lamb chops with salad and coleslaw. So that's just marinating, ready to go on the barbecue. Barbecue. Just getting the coals ready. With the Pilsey Island in the backdrop. I know, you don't come here for the food, but I don't mind showing you what I've got. Man food, salad, well, diabetic man food, salad, coleslaw, and 4 lamb chops cooked on the barbecue. Hey, so I wasn't joking about checking at low water. It's 1:30 in the morning, 20 to 2 actually, and because it took me 10 minutes to wake up, and we are in 2.5 metres below the keel of water. I'm going to try and show you this, but yeah, I can see, I'm just looking over the back of the boat, and I can see water, and I can see land. I can see the boundary between water and land, and yeah, we're really close. I mean, less than a boat length. I can definitely see the water land boundary, and the boat is 30 feet and we're 30 feet. Yeah, that's really close, really close, but I can tell we're still afloat. The depth is 2.6, so and again, how close can we oops, wrong app. I'm just going to start the app and show you how close can we be to land and not run aground. Can you see that? Can you see the blue dot? We've been bobbing around within the circle, within the anchor alarm circle that I set when I anchored, and we're still very much afloat, and that's low water. Well, good morning. Trying to shield the microphone a bit. It's quite a firm breeze, cold breeze on the back of my head. It's about 7:30, so sunrise officially was 15 minutes ago, and I slept really well. The boat was bobbing around quite a bit, still doing it now, with this kind of northeasterly, yeah, so I'll just call it maybe east-northeast, coming in at a fairly constant 15 knots, but it's constant, which actually makes it quite bearable, because everything just settles. We had a good night at anchor. The way I do it now, based on comments, I do read your comments. So someone commented and said that my snubber, I've got this lovely black snubber that's made by a chap in Chichester Marina. You can buy them on eBay. He said I'd previously been holding it up about halfway between the bow and the water, so it didn't get dirty and things like that, but he said no, use the full length to get the full snub effect, even, and it is meant to be in the water, so you can see that it is, the metal clasp around the chain is below the water, and in fact you can see we're pulling back on the chain. I'm going to have fun pulling this chain up, aren't I, in this wind? Yeah, I think that's what that's telling me, looking at how kind of stretched out in front of the boat that is. So I better have a good breakfast, give me some strength. And another viewer commented and said, always don't rely on the snubber, wrap the chain around, lock it in effectively around the cleat. So I've listened to both bits of advice. Always happy to hear advice. But we bobbed around. I'll put a picture. I've already sent myself a screen grab of my anchor alarm app. The light stayed on. I was looking up out of this hatch half an hour ago. The light is still on, my anchor light, and I've got a little one at the back that was glowing too, but no one turned up. It's just me and hundreds of little ducks. I don't know if you can see them. I just sent a picture of my wife, and my iPhone zooms really badly, but there's hundreds of these tiny little, they look like ducklings. They're not ducks, are they? I wish I'm going to have to start learning proper names of the animals. Cooing away there. I don't know if you can see, I'll hold this up, you can actually see that Pilsey Island is an island. You can see the water going just around the back of it. It's just this little headland here off Thorny Island, which is that strange, mysterious military airfield thingy that we don't talk about. I'm sure spies used to take off from there, I heard, but anyway, I think it's disused now. And I actually saw, even just a couple of years ago, they were doing drone R&D there. Can you get medicines flown by drone, I think was what they were looking at. So they did all sorts of stuff. Wow, loads of birds coming, flying over. This is why I like Pilsey, look at them. Oh wow, look. Is that coming out? They seem to be the grown-ups of the little chicks I'm seeing. Yeah, they're all flying to land and they would make the same noise. What are they? Wow. Yeah, that's why I like Pilsey, because of the wildlife. Anyway, I better turn the gas on, boil a kettle, and have some scrambled egg and salmon, smoked salmon. And then I better get ready for a big old heave-ho of that anchor. By the way, since we're talking about gas, this is the gas alarm I've got fitted on Sampaguita. It's called the Pilot Mini Gas Alarm. You can see the power's on. It's got a sensor in the bilge. I also tested it when I installed it by holding the sensor next to the gas outlet on the cooker, and yes, it sends out a piercing alarm if it senses gas, because we don't want a gas explosion. I also only turn on the gas when I need it, and then I turn it off again right back at the bottle. How do you like your scrambled egg? No, I'm not asking you to comment. But it's the one dish everyone has differently in my experience. That's how I like my scrambled egg. Right, well, as you might be able to detect, it's blowing up a little bit. Got some proper little waves now. Half an hour-ish from high tide, maybe 40 minutes. So perfect time for me to be heading out. There's almost white horses, just occasional ones. So yeah, this is heading up towards Force 4. I've got to get that damn anchor up. So we'll start the engine. Nice easy start. And while that warms up, I'm going to get anchor, ball and light down. I'm actually going to get all my fenders ready so I don't have to do that, because the marina's only half an hour away. Okay, engine is warm, fenders are set but flopped back over. I've got a couple of lines set up. Got to go and do that thing. I've locked the tiller straight ahead, just so that, I know there's not much current now, it's nearly high tide, but just to try to stop the back of the boat trying to steer, because that's when things got really hard for me at East Head recently. Come up front and let's do this. The wind will push me back onto that shore, but at least I've got a little bit of time before high tide, worst case. But yeah, if I get stuck halfway, I'll have a rest. If it's really too hard, I'll do what I did before at East Head and put it in ahead, and at least that should give me a bit of assistance. Let's see if we can do this. Hi, Steve. So I better wrap up this video. Today the weather isn't so good, a bit windier but not so much sun, but I think I really had good fortune this time. I went out yesterday, had a very sunny day, managed to practice all my points of sail, anchored up at Pilsey, had a lovely barbecue and a good night's sleep. The closest I've been to the shore, but nowhere near running aground, so I'll have to park even closer next time. But I want to say thank you for watching this channel and watching me learn. Thanks for all your ideas and comments, and thank you to all the people who stop me, especially around here in Chichester, and say, hey, are you the guy on Sampagita? Thanks for doing the videos. So I hope actually I'm inspiring people to practice or get into sailing at all. Thanks for watching.